Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at belisiofoods.com/careers.
Everyone, and welcome, back after a 4th of July holiday and a non-weather cooperative 4th of July holiday. Let's talk about that. But we hope that you all had a good holiday, and we are back, though, because we are, you know what? The 4th of July is not over. It is technically over, but it is not over because there are some festivities going on right here in our area this weekend. One in Jackson County, one in Benton County, and we have one of our friends here from the OHILLCO
Society? The OHILLCO Society.
Are we okay? I always say the wrong thing.
Well, people always kind of are like, "What's an OHILLCO?" And it's actually an abbreviation. It's Ohio Hill Country.
Yeah. So are we at the OHILLCO Festival, at the Ohio Hill Country Festival, at the Coal Festival? Yeah. It's been named numerous things.
It's made its way around. It started out as the OHILCO, and then they changed the coal because of obviously the coal history.
Yeah.
And coal history has became more sparse.
It became history.
Yeah. So we decided to go back to the beginnings and go back to the OHILCO. So it's kind of hard when you're in the hills. It's hard to get away from that. So
it is. And OHILLCO, I know everyone's like, "What's OHILCO?" It's Ohio Hill Country, short for that. And so we're going to talk about a great fun thing that you have going on this coming weekend. So first off, can you tell everybody who you are?
My name is Aaron Dupree. I am the president of the OHILCO Society.
Well, welcome, Aaron. And
thanks for having me.
Have you been here before?
I have not.
Oh my!
I have not been here before.
What should we do to the first timer?
Yeah.
Make it crowns.
Maybe sashes. First time.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could be the king of the first time guests.
Yes.
Yeah. I like it.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, after a very, very rainy start to our 4th of July, and fortunately several cancellations and or postponements of 4th of July festivities, you are here to talk about one that's going on this coming Saturday. And you say the weather's looking good. I completely forgot my phone this morning, so I am completely at a loss of looking at technology. So
yeah, we're playing it by ear. Because who knows the weather these days?
You're not kidding.
You can't even try to keep up. So, but as of right now, it's looking like a really nice day, a hot day, which is pretty much that's Ohio weather these days. But the rain is looking like it's going to stay away. So, knock on something, it stays that way. It's been a tough year so far. So
yes. Now the rain is what gets you into trouble, and the thunder and lightning. The heat, not so much. We can all deal with that. Yeah. So Cheryl's over here. So I've been asking Cheryl because she just moved from California, and we were talking about, California differences, like differences from here to there. And she said that it gets very hot where she was from in Southern California, but the humidity wasn't there. So welcome to Ohio humidity, Cheryl, where you walk outside and you cannot breathe.
Yeah. California, there's always a breeze too.
Yes, they are.
It's
yeah,
wonderful.
Not here.
Yeah, there's a lot more tents along the highway, but it's a little different community out there. But
Yep. Although I have to admit that I don't remember it being as humid as it is right now for a long time.
It definitely seems worse.
Yeah, this is not good. So I was hoping if it rained, it would move all that out, but no, it just got worse. So anyway, but that's not what we're here to talk about, the weather, other than if it affects your fireworks show. But let's talk about the OHILLCO Society and the event. So you guys kind of, I don't know if inherited is the word or took this on. Can you talk about that for a moment?
Yeah, we inherited it, I guess is probably the easiest way to put it. So the Wellston Main Street group used to do it, and that group just sort of, it was really having a tough time with members, and and involvement. So
Yeah.
they didn't want it to die out. So
Sure.
they had kind of went and started trying to figure out what to do. So it was brought up to us if we would like to take it over, because we already do several events.
You're like, oh, goody, I'll take another
Yeah,
one.
that's what we
Great.
need. Yay. But no, so we didn't want it to die out. One of the biggest parts of our organization, what we do, is trying to have stuff in the community going on.
Sure.
So we took it on, and here we are.
Very, very good. And so the 4th of July festivities in Wellston, is it typically on a particular day, or is it always like on the Saturday around the 4th, or how does that work?
It's on a Saturday around the 4th.
Okay.
This is our first year, obviously. So I guess for our area, it's the Saturday following the 4th. But we don't know that it's going to stay that way. It kind of depends, I
Okay.
guess. Because the problem with trying to pick a certain Saturday is if the 4th falls on a Monday, it's an entire week.
Right. Do you do it
Almost.
before? Do you do it
Yeah.
after? Well, and in this case, it fell on a Wednesday. It's like just stupid. Like it should be against the law for that to happen, because it doesn't make any sense. Nobody knows what to do. So you had to pick something.
Yeah, so we just picked the Saturday that worked best for us,
Okay.
and we kind of tried to figure out what else was going on in the county. We did end up falling on MacArthur this year, which we didn't shoot to happen. But I don't think I think there's kind of jumps too based on where the 4th falls. So
Okay.
so we picked the one that worked, what we thought worked best anyway for the community, and that's where we're at this year.
Okay.
So.
Well, and as everybody was out and about on the 3rd and the 4th and whatever, this gives us a little something to look forward to for the weekend.
Yeah, it stretches it out.
Yeah.
The 4th's a fun time of year where we celebrate, and so we get to celebrate for almost a week instead.
What's wrong with celebrating our nation for another few days, right?
Exactly.
With good food and fireworks and entertainment and stuff.
It's perfect. Perfect.
So let's talk about kind of the lineup for Saturday and what all will be going on, because this isn't a new festival, but it's a new one for you guys to put on. So was it challenging? What are you kind of keeping with what had happened in the past?
We tried to kind of look at what they had done in the past and sort of stick to that,
Okay.
and see what worked for them and what didn't. And then, of course, we do the festival, so we kind of try to take what we know about what we already do for
for
4
the
days, and
Ohio Hill Country
the
Festival.
Ohio Hill
yes.
Country Festival, and just try to build it out based on that. So we just tried to make sure we had something going on all day for everybody, and trying to make it very kid-friendly, of course, and family-friendly. So
Yeah.
we tried to plan events that kind of fit into that. So.
Okay, well, let's talk about the fun stuff that you guys have going on tomorrow on the downtown streets of Wellston, and then we can get into like where to watch the fireworks and stuff. Because the great thing about Wellston is there's so many places you can go.
Yeah. There's a lot of parking right around the actual firing area, so it's easy enough to get a good spot.
Okay, what's going on?
So we are kicking things off at 3:00. We didn't want to go all day long, and then there's another organization in town that does kind of like a market day sort of thing on Saturdays. So they've got an event going on from 11 to 3, where they're going to have vendors all around the downtown area.
Okay, so is that like in the downtown,
Yeah.
like actual downtown?
Yeah, the
area?
actual downtown area, and then they're going to finish up around 3, and then we're kicking off our event at 3, and we're running until 10 o'clock that night. So we're going to open things up at 3. We're going to, of course, welcome everybody to Wellston. And then we've added a new thing this year of kind of an award, I guess, for a hometown hero. So
Such a good idea.
yeah, that's what we thought. There's so many people that don't get recognized for what they do, and so we wanted to kind of go towards the, celebrating our nation and our independence and our freedoms, and so we decided to kind of lean towards the idea of finding somebody that has a military background or a public safety background.
Yeah, or service of some sort.
Yeah, and it still served the community outside of that realm also. So we got together with the Wellston Legion and the Wellston VFW posts, and they put together a committee, and they kind of scoured their ranks to find somebody that they felt fit that description. And so we ended up doing that. So we're going to announce that on Saturday also of who they selected.
And where will that be?
It's all going to be, we have our stage set up right at the flagpole in Pride Park. So the same location as the festival, basically.
By the depot.
Yep, right by the depot.
Okay,
Yep.
all right. So in that vicinity, or if you park downtown, you can just walk.
Yeah,
half a block next
absolutely.
door.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll all be taking place right there on the stage. And
Well, who's the hometown hero?
it is.
Or are you not going to announce it yet?
We already posted it,
Oh, okay.
so we want to make sure they get their recognition, not just the day of for the people that show up. So the committee selected Clyde Doles,
Okay.
and Clyde is a member of the Legion as well as the DAV, and he's very involved with the veterans organizations for their transports, helping people get to and from doctor's appointments
That is
and different events.
So important.
Yeah. So, and being a veteran himself as well, so he invests an insane amount of time doing that. And they seem to come up with it pretty easy as their selection. So I think we got a good one.
Well, thank you, Clyde, for your service, and congratulations.
Yeah, we're excited and we're happy to be able to recognize
Does he get a crown?
good people.
Here?
He does not, but he gets a nice plaque and a T-shirt, and he gets to ride in a parade.
Cool.
And hopefully a little bit of recognition and thanks for what he does. So
Yeah.
which from what I understand about Clyde, he doesn't need. That's not what he looks for.
Doesn't want that, but
Yeah.
you're going to get it anyway,
He's
buddy.
going to get it anyway. So
Tough duty.
yeah. So we want to recognize the community, and so many negative things come out. The radio show was talking today about all the people complaining on Facebook about the cancellations, and it's so easy to be negative. We want to try to do as much as we can to keep things positive and recognize the good things going on.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And listen, none of us can control the weather, and we can't control companies that are first and foremost worried about safety.
Yes.
Yeah. So it is what it is.
No, and the guy that was supposed to do Jackson's fireworks and does ours, he's a local. He's a Wellston boy, and I can tell you right now, he wants to fire fireworks. That is his thing. He absolutely loves it.
I'm just gonna tell you. Besides, like the city electricians and stuff, those people are insane, certifiably insane. Let me crawl up a pole in any kind of weather and stand there on a pole or hang from a pole and and mess with things that can electrocute me.
Yeah, no.
I've never understood why anyone would choose to do that. And then people that set off fireworks, kind of the same.
Yeah, and they love it. They're crazy about it.
It's some kind of just calling, I guess. But
Yeah, because it's not like
no, thank you.
Yeah, it's not like it's a job where you're just like, man, I need a job, and you go to Walmart or a factory or you're setting off fireworks. You got to have a passion for it, I think, and those guys do.
It is like not safe at all.
It can be very dangerous. The good ones, they take a lot of steps and they're very safe in how they do it, but you can't control explosives every single time.
No, it's a unknown quantity sometimes. And oh my gosh, it was amazing. This is totally off the subject, but my husband and I were driving back from Columbus yesterday, and we got to that fireworks store in Chillicothe, and he went, "Oh my God." And I wasn't paying any attention. I looked over, and I was like, holy moly. And the fact that we let just normal human beings go in and buy these crazy fireworks, and I don't know what the state was thinking when they.
Some of the home fireworks displays are ridiculous this year. They were amazing.
I know, and I'm like, there is no way I would set something like that on the ground and put a flame to it and think that it was going to end up well. But anyway, God help you and God bless you if you do it. But
And be safe. Be safe.
yes, be very, very safe. Maybe like skip the beers before you do that.
Yes.
So back to the fireworks company. So talk about that for a moment.
Yeah, we're working with American Fireworks, and they've been great. That's who the city has worked with the last couple of years with Main Street.
So we have actually like a local connection.
Yeah, we have a local connection with Garrett. Obviously, he works for that company specifically. So, and they've been great to deal with. Our fireworks shows the last couple of years have been fantastic.
Yes.
And we pretty sure this one's going to be really good as well.
Okay.
If not the best that we've had. So they've been great to work with. But fireworks companies are they're professional. It's not Jim Bob going in and buying the fireworks at a store. The companies are very, very controlled.
Yes.
They have a ton of rules and regulations that they have to follow.
And, so for all of you out there, when you're trying to get down a street and it's closed or something happens that's inconvenient for you, it's all for your safety.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And they have very specific state laws. They have to have, for every inch of a firework, they have to have so many feet around it.
Yeah,
to set
Dave
it off.
Channel was telling me
Yeah.
that the other day when he was here. It's like, I can't remember.
They usually shoot
40
for about
feet for an inch or something.
it's
like
about
that.
100 feet for an inch is what they go
Okay.
off of with some safety space there. But so when you see the ones they're doing in Columbus, Red, White, and Boom, we were talking about earlier, they're doing like some fairly big size fireworks, 5 and 6 inch.
Yeah.
But you have to have really big spaces for that.
Yes.
So the closer you get to see the fireworks, the smaller the firework is going to be too. So
Yeah.
most of the time in our area, I think 3 inches is about the biggest that most of the companies go because things are just so tight. But they're very, very regulated between the fire code and ATF and everybody else that they have to deal with.
Sure.
So there's not too many just fly-by-nights out there. And American,
Thank God.
yeah, and American's been one of the best that we've dealt with. So we've been very lucky to get them and to keep them coming back.
It always intrigued me because obviously the 4th of July festivities typically come down to a day or two.
Yeah.
So you have these companies that they're scrambling and trying to set up all of these different shows all at the same time for all of these communities. I have no idea how they do it.
Oh yeah, and like I saw Garrett's schedule yesterday, and starting last Saturday, he's been somewhere every single day
Really?
coming through. Yeah, they're actually yesterday they were on a barge in Wheeling, setting up a show there, and then they just continue to keep going. So this week is crazy for the fireworks companies.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so that's when, and I think people get frustrated. Well, like, why can't we just do it the next night if it gets canceled? Well, because they're going to be somewhere else the next night.
Yeah.
You can't be in several places at one time.
And you look, I mean, just in our county, you have 3 shows around the 4th of July, and there's 88 counties. I mean,
right.
just in Ohio.
Just in Ohio.
Yeah, so there's tons and tons and tons of shows that are going on, and not nearly enough companies out there to do them.
Sure.
So it's not as easy as just let's have them tomorrow night instead. Yeah, it just doesn't work out, sadly, and we end up not getting to have shows sometimes. But
Listen, none of us can control the weather. And that's pretty much the only reason why something would get canceled. So there's not much we can do about it. I think Pete will talk about it, but here in the city of Jackson, they rescheduled hours.
yeah, I think I saw that.
So we'll tell you more about that here in just a little bit. But back to yours, because the weather's going to be great.
Yeah,
So
it's
we
going to be
say
the
here.
best ever. It's going to be really good weather.
Yes, it's going to be the best ever. And you all in Wellston, let's just be honest, you spend some money on your fireworks.
We've been doing
a
very
lot of
well.
money.
We've been doing very well. We just have fantastic support from the community and a lot of our businesses in town that have been great for us. And we have kind of, from our perspective anyway, and I think Main Street was pretty much on the same side of it, is we're going to spend what's given to us.
Right.
We're not holding back, and we want to make sure that we have the best show possible and the most things going on that the community can enjoy. And if we have sponsors to cover it, we're going to eat as much of that cost as we can and keep things as cheap and affordable for people as we possibly can. So,
yeah, and so let's just be honest, a lot of you got, disappointed because there weren't fireworks. And I think Oak Hill did get theirs off.
Oak Hill ended up getting theirs off last night.
last
So there was a
night.
great show down there.
Yeah, but I know Jackson's was canceled. I think Gallipolice's was canceled.
They canceled really early. Yeah.
That was really odd. But you and I were talking about it. They do set it off of a barge in the middle of the river, so I'm sure there are other factors.
Rain and
involved with
storms
that.
probably affects that a little more than on land, I would guess. Yeah.
But here's the deal: you don't have to be without firework.
Yeah.
You can come to Wellston
Absolutely.
this weekend. And
Happy to have everybody.
check it out.
Yeah, and we set them off behind the fire and EMS station. Is the old helipad is where they go beside Piggly Wiggly.
Okay.
So
all
they're
right.
they're
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
I
right
know
down
where
in the
that's
middle, and there's plenty of areas between the old Pants Factory lot and the Fricks lot and the city streets up around the festival, because all of that will be shut down as well. So plenty of viewing area, and is going to be a really good show. So.
Can you stand in the park and watch the
Yeah.
fireworks? So
Yeah,
you're allowed
it's-
to be there?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be, we'll be having our event right there in the park. And so basically from the pretty much 2nd Street back, You can be on the other side of 2nd Street just a little bit towards the fireworks, but because they sit a little bit closer to the football field, kind of down that way some.
Okay.
So you can basically be 2nd Street back with no problem at all to be able to see them, and can see them pretty well from the park usually.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about, I will say, Wilson's fireworks is you can be kind of pretty much anywhere around there.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good areas to watch.
There are. And lots of places to get your cars in and out and not get all jammed up with folks. So, and your fireworks will start at 10.
They're going to start at 10, yep.
Okay, and I mean, they're spending the money on these fireworks.
We've had some really good shows the last couple of years, so, and this year is going to be no different.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have faith in Garrett.
Faith in Garrett.
Faith in Garrett.
We should have T-shirts.
Yeah. We'll have to work on that for next year. Might be a little late this year, but
what was this one that I heard that is like the giant ball of fire or something that everyone thinks is something is going amiss, but it's not really?
Yeah, every year Garrett likes to do these fireball displays, and I think it's basically diesel and black powder.
That sounds safe.
They are legal. They are completely within the standard, and everything is done very specific with
they're just different
proportions and ratios and all of that stuff. So, but they're just giant fireballs, and people love them. And usually, about half the people in the crowd go, "That was awesome," and the other half go, "Oh my God, what went wrong?"
Oh my God,
because they're just it's a fireball that goes 100 feet in the air or whatever. So it's pretty impressive. But people get extremely excited for them. They love them. So
that's so cool. So, I was just sitting here thinking, like, logistically speaking, I know this is your first year of putting on the fireworks show and planning that, but logistically, like, do they give you like a book and are like, here's all the fireworks we offer and you get to pick and choose, or do you say, I want a 15-minute show, or I want a $10,000 show, or how does that work?
It's pretty much, you don't get a whole lot of options. I'm sure in larger markets they probably do, because they're doing like custom fireworks now. You watch some of the ones out of like China, and they're making shapes and faces and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'm sure there's options out there that you can pick, but most of the time it really just comes down to money. And we were actually talking about it yesterday, because it's sort of one of those things that's like, we have no idea what we're getting other than what we're spending, because they don't say we're going to shoot off 7,000 fireworks balls or anything. It's just you tell them you want a $10,000 show, and they say, okay, it's going to be about this long, and so on and so forth. And so it really is finding the right company too that you trust, because there's some of those companies out there that you pay $10,000 and then one goes up and up, and then or a minute later another one goes up, and so you have to trust them, because just sort of the way the business works. And
you can get ripped off pretty easy with that. Yeah,
so you don't really know. They give you an idea of what they're going to do, but it's not exact. It's not like you just purchase 5,000 bulbs or anything like that. So it's a trust thing, and finding the right company is really important. And American's been great so far. I mean, we've definitely got our money's worth out of every show we did. They did our 150th / 50th festival fireworks last year too, and they were wonderful. They were great. So
awesome. Okay, so I guess we skipped ahead to the fireworks. So let's back up a little bit and talk about some of the other things that y'all have going on. So the sidewalk market, the vendors market, kind of during the day.
Yeah. So that group, I think, is the Wellston area. I can't think of their name, but it's in association with the Lions Club. They're a newer group. They just kind of started doing their thing. So they're going to do their little vendor market in the morning from 11 to 3. And then we're going to kick off at 3 with opening ceremonies, which is going to be saying hi. Thanks for coming.
Hey.
Very quick. You're not going to have to sit through speeches or anything like that. And then we're going to announce our hometown hero, which we also just announced. Yep. First place, by the way, other than on Facebook. Or on our website. So
you heard it here first.
It's the day of first.
Thank you.
Day of first.
It is.
And then from there, we're going to have some music acts throughout the day. We've got a band that's going to play and a singer. And then for entertainment at the end of the day before the fireworks, we're going to have a kids' dance party. It's the Independence Party.
Oh, stop. Stop.
You like that?
Yes.
I thought you would.
Unintended.
Pun intended and fun intended. So,
yes.
But yeah, so we're gonna have a dance party. We got a DJ and glow sticks and all kinds of stuff that we're gonna hand out to the kids. So we'll have that going on, and then we've got some other little contests. So we're gonna have a baby contest and an ice cream eating contest and a dessert contest. We're gonna have inflatables, which are free, no charge.
Oh, you're kidding?
Yeah,
awesome.
No. There's not going to be 100 of them, but there's going to be 4 or 5 inflatables for the kids to be able to enjoy themselves on through the day. And a parade. How do you forget a parade? Talking about fireworks, that's how you forget the parade. Yeah, it's a little flashier, I guess. So, but then the parade. So the parade will be at 6:30, and it'll take the same route that our festival parade takes, up Pennsylvania to Broadway, to Railroad.
Okay.
Street.
So how do you just show up to be in the parade? Is anybody welcome
for this
to be in the parade?
Absolutely, and we're actually doing a contest for decorated carts or bikes. So anybody that's got a UTV, a golf cart, a bike, a scooter,
Fun.
decorate it. Show up at 6 o'clock at line up for the parade, which is the old high school lot.
Okay.
And jump in the parade and have a chance to win a little prize if you are picked for the best decoration. So
love that.
Yeah. So the parade should be fun. Everybody loves the parade.
I know, right? Do you have any rules about what can or can't be in the parade? I know, like, for example, in Jackson, they really don't like people throwing candy out.
That's one of our biggest.
It's very dangerous.
It's very dangerous, and there's been a lot of really close calls. So no, we don't allow throwing out of candy. You can hand candy out, and that's what we urge people. If you want to give candy, just walk. Hand out candy.
And here's why. It's not because they're afraid that somebody is going to get hit by a piece of candy. They're afraid that a child is going to run out and grab candy in the street and get run over by a vehicle.
Yeah, because they do. We see it.
I mean, kids are kids.
Yeah, absolutely. The kids run out. If they see somebody they like in the parade, they'll run out and try to give 5 or whatever. So
if you're driving a giant fire truck, you don't necessarily.
It's very dangerous. Hard. Absolutely. So that's our biggest one, really. Outside of that, obviously, no drinking. It's the 4th of July. But
I can't.
Hold off till after the parade, please.
Yes. So it's so funny because Dave Channel was saying that too, and I'm like, okay, this is obviously a situation.
And honestly, I can say we've never had the issue.
Just don't get it started.
But it's one of those ones that you have to say because eventually somebody will go, well, it didn't say I couldn't drive drunk in a parade. So...
I was just on my golf cart.
Yeah, the road was shut down. Heck, the police were leading the way. I mean, I figured it out. Yeah, so no, we've never had the issue, but it's one of those things you got to say it because eventually you're going to have somebody do it, and so we make sure to say it. So no drinking before or during the parade.
Yes.
And outside of that, not too much. If there's a bunch of kids on a float, there's got to be an adult with them, those kind of things. Okay. It's all based on safety. There's nothing over the top. We want people to have a good time. And if people want to jump in a parade, we want them there. So we urge anybody that wants to come out, decorate their car up or Jeep up or UTV or ATV, whatever, to come jump in the parade. Hopefully everybody doesn't do it because then there's nobody to watch the parade.
Never thought of that.
Yeah. But a large group would be nice.
Yes. Yes, it would be.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so that ends up. Does the parade end up in the park then?
The parade ends right at 2nd Street, just around the corner from the park.
Okay.
So the park's a great place to watch the parade, obviously. It's going to go right by it. And there's going to be food and beverage and elephant ears and.
Yeah, well, that was going to be my next question. What kind of food you going to have up in there?
There's a little bit of food. We didn't go over the top this year because we didn't really know what we were going to have. Mm-hmm. It's a new event. So just like anything else, people have to make some money if they're going to set up. So we didn't want to have 20 food vendors there, and one day of sales doesn't exactly do it for most people. So we've got a few different things, but it should be everybody's should be able to find something. So elephant ears and funnel cakes will be there. We'll have lemonade, corn dogs, ice cream, snow cones.
I'm good with all that.
And then, I think pizza and fish sandwiches and a wide selection of sandwiches. So it should be something for everybody. Plus, we have great things right there in town. Scotty's is right on the corner. Viva Jalisco, the Mexican restaurant's right there. The Chinese restaurant's right up on the corner.
Yeah, go see Johnny.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what was I going to ask you? Doesn't the Lions Club have a booth around there? Will that be open?
They do. I'm not sure. I haven't
Okay.
had a chance to talk to them. They usually set up. They do kind of a year-round sort of fundraising thing with their
That's
booth
what
now.
I thought.
So they set up right off of Pennsylvania Avenue, and I would assume they're going to be open because it's going to be very busy.
Yeah.
And they're involved in the downtown market days.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that they'll be open, but I am not 100% sure.
Okay.
But I would guess they probably will
If
be.
you know a Lions member, just ask them and
Yeah.
go from there. So, and then so all of that stuff will start at 3, go all the way through the fireworks
Till 10 o'clock when the fireworks go off. Yep.
Yeah, and it's Saturday evening, so get out and enjoy.
Yeah. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Look, it's going to be a beautiful day.
It's going to be the best day.
It's going to be the best day ever. It's going to be that California weather we were talking about.
That's right.
I heard
There's going to be a breeze.
There's going to be a breeze
there's
and everything.
humidity.
Absolutely. But it is kind of shady. There's shady areas in the park, so
Okay.
you can get out of the heat a little bit. And inside the depot is where we are also having a Chinese auction. So it's inside the depot. So if you want to cool off, go spend $1 and put a ticket in a bag, and maybe you'll win what you want.
Yeah.
So you get air conditioning and potential prizes.
It's win-win.
Exactly. You win a prize just with the air conditioning. So
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's like double. It's a 2 for.
exactly. Yeah. It's like you're not even paying for that ticket.
Feel ya. Well, while you're here and we have a few minutes, let's talk about some of the other things that the OHILLCO committee is into, because obviously you have put on the Ohio Hill Country Festival.
Yes. Then we got the festival coming up in September. It's the 4th through the 7th this year.
It's like one of those things where you're like, oh, that's so far off, and it's not.
It's not, no. and we keep picking things up. So what we haven't figured out apparently is to put anything in the first half of the year, because everything we do is now from July through December. So it's like, I guess we get our 6-month vacation and then it's just back to full-time jobs.
But it's really not a 6-month vacation because you're planning that
it's
entire
not.
time.
We are. It's and we got like a little bit of a late start on the 4th of July this year because we kind of took it over a little bit late, but it's been the entire year, and then we still have to try to do festival stuff too, and it's not a 100-person committee, so
No.
it's not exactly divided out.
So how do you divide that out? And are you accepting new members? How do people join? Can they help out? Volunteer?
Yeah, we're always looking for volunteers. We'll take help because a lot of people don't want to be a part of a committee. Not that they don't want to be a part of a committee. They don't want to. They don't have the time, and they feel like if they can't dedicate the time, they don't want to do it. So,
It's not all or nothing.
yeah, absolutely. So if people just want to show up and help when they see us setting up or around our events, we always take help. And if people want to be a member, they can shoot us a message on our Facebook page at the OHILLCO Society or the OHILLCO Festival page, and we'll give them information on how to join. It's not tough; it's just work, and people find out quickly. It's not just getting together and having fun for a week. In fact, by the end of the week, usually we're like, "This is awful," and everybody hates each other, and then 6 months later, maybe that's why we take 6 months off.
Maybe that's it.
So we can be away from each other for a little while.
Yes, it's that time to forget putting it on. No, they are, and I keep talking about this, but I say it all the time. These festivals and fairs and things don't magically appear.
No.
Like there are human beings putting them on year round.
Yeah, and we actually have a great group right now. I say we all hate each other, but we really enjoy what we do, and we're lucky enough to have people that want to continue all these events most of the time anyway. I'm not going to say a vote never comes up that's let's just cancel everything.
Just forget it.
It never passes. It never passes though, so that's the important part. But
Luckily, there's a voice of reason in there somewhere.
Yeah, but no, we have a great group, and everybody is just so involved and so dedicated, and there's about 10 of us that do all of these different events, and we keep telling ourselves we're going to divvy it out more, but everybody typically wants to be involved and tries to be involved. So, so we do have like committees, but most of the time everybody helps out.
There you go. And so what kind of happened was you had this downtown organization.
Yeah, the Main Street organization just was really having trouble with members because that's all of our problems right now. Trying to get people to join up and to put the time into it. So they were having trouble with membership.
So y'all kind of...
And they didn't want the things that they had started to die. And
That makes sense.
yeah, absolutely. And we didn't want them either because the 4th of July has been a great event for the city. And then they did an event during Christmas time too that has been really nice.
That I can never remember the name. I butcher,
Christmas treats on Wellston Streets.
I butcher it every time.
Yeah.
So I just don't go there anymore.
Yeah, it's
because I can't say it.
I'm so embarrassed. I'm just hiding. But no, so they didn't want those to die, so it was brought up to us if we would be interested, and we were like, yeah, that sounds great. And then 5 minutes later, we were like, what are we doing?
Yeah, like,
this is
have
crazy.
we lost our minds?
Yes. But we took them anyway. And we actually already did a Christmas event with our Christmas trees that we do in the park as well. So our entire December is ate up with a really long event anyway. So we were like, yeah, one day, why not?
It's
We'll
just
throw it
one
in
more
there.
thing.
Yeah,
to
one
do.
more day.
Whatever.
Yeah, so we took those two on from them, and then we actually started a Halloween event this year also that we worked with the Lions Club. The Lions Club's always done their little Halloween parade that they do in downtown. So everybody comes up and the kids do a little, walk parade, and they give awards for their costumes. And
So Jeremiah, I think, went and did a video of that last year, and I had no idea. I mean, there were people everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't believe it.
yeah, so they did their little parade, and then what we decided to do was add basically kind of a trunk or treat sort of thing all over downtown. So we had all the kids that came up to do their normal walk and stuff, and then we had I don't even know how many organizations and businesses and stuff we ended up getting to come downtown. I think it was over 50. But so we just had people set up all over the place downtown, handing out candy and food and just all kinds of stuff. And we had a fantastic crowd. It went off so well.
To say there were people everywhere is the understatement
Yeah,
of the century.
it was great, and it was a really nice night.
Did you have like a contests and things?
Yeah, we had
Really
had some
cool.
contests and giveaways that we did, and then the Lions Club with their parade does the best scary costume and the funniest costume and all those things. So it was a really great time. It was a wonderful night, and those are the kind of things that make it worth doing, I guess. That's why we keep doing and taking on more stuff. So yeah, it's so fantastic.
As the tears roll down your
Yes.
No.
It really does. It makes it worthwhile, and all the kids seem to love it, and just seeing hundreds and hundreds of kids running around downtown and having a good time it makes it worth it. So
And maybe those are kids that wouldn't get to go out otherwise if you didn't have that downtown event.
Absolutely.
So, okay, so you have that going on. You have, of course, so the Ohio Hill Country Festival will be in September. It's always 2 weeks before the Apple Festival?
It usually falls 2 weeks before. It's
around
it's the Wednesday through Saturday following Labor Day. So it kind of jumps a little bit, but this year it's the 4th through the 7th because Labor Day is on the
second
the
or so,
first, I think,
first,
this year.
yeah, that's right. So do you have any sneak peek of any of the entertainment that you can kind of let us know about while you're here?
It's all confidential.
Is it?
No, actually,
I can tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
we just don't really have everything set in place
Okay.
100% to be able to put it out. The 4th of July has had us so busy. We've got things, and we've got some things set, and hopefully we'll have all the contracts and stuff done soon.
Cool. Okay.
But maybe we can come back and give you a preview in a couple weeks.
Would love that.
But yeah, we're still working on trying to get that done because we had all of our other stuff that we had to get done. So, but still kind of the same concept as we always do. We're going to have music on Wednesday and Thursday night, and then Friday is karaoke that everybody loves so much.
Oh, yeah.
So if you like seeing people who are fantastic singers, and then usually a few
That are not but fun.
they try hard. They try, and that's the important part. And they are strong enough to get up there and do it in front of people. I'll give them
I
that.
don't have guts, do you?
Yeah, no.
I'm not doing it.
No, I'm not a singer, so not doing that. But and then Saturday we usually finish off with music and parade and our queens, and hopefully we're hoping to add a few new little things this year. But
Cool.
it is in the works.
Okay.
Planning. It's in planning.
Well, you said, so back to this 4th of July festivities tomorrow, you said that there would be music. Do you know who
We have,
be playing?
we have starting off the day, we have Aaron Marshall Miller and his band. He's from Ashland, Kentucky.
Okay.
And then he is starting off at, I think, 3:15, and then around 5. I don't want to tell you wrong. 5, we're gonna have Simba Jordan. Who we have Simba. We love Simba.
He's so awesome.
He is so great. He comes up every year to the festival. We have him for DD Day.
Yes.
And he is just so wonderful. So we try to get Simba in anytime we can because he's just such a great guy to deal with. And with
He has a cool name.
Yeah, exactly. Simba Jordan. Simba. That's cool. He does not like when you try to pick him up and hold him up into the sky.
No, like
yeah.
the Lion King. No,
Don't do
Yeah,
that.
I know.
Not a fan of that. But Simba's great, and he does such a good job, and he really enjoys coming down. He loves it down this way. And so we got Simba, and then at 8:30, we decided instead of doing a band that we're going to have the Independence party.
I love that.
Yeah, so we're
Who
having
doesn't love to dance?
yeah, so we're having a DJ, and he's going to have lights, and we're going to have glow sticks, and we're just going to have a good time for about an hour and 15 minutes before the fireworks, and then of course the big entertainment. Boom.
The big booms.
The big booms.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Very cool. And again, your Independence Day festivities are not over because
They
you
are
have
not.
it here in Wellston tomorrow. And I think Vinton County might be doing their thing too.
yeah, I think they're actually they're today and tomorrow, I think.
Yeah.
Because they have a little festival there at the old high school, I think in Vinton County as well.
Yeah, and they do like a lot of alumni things,
Yeah.
like games and stuff like that
Yep.
too.
And then I think they have some inflatables and stuff for the kids and some food, and then they finish off tomorrow with fireworks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So all of the fun stuff, the Queen's
Plenty of options.
contest and all that. Yeah.
I mean, we hope you come to ours, but
Yeah.
we understand.
Well, if you were really fast, you could go to both. I don't know.
Maybe.
Or, so my idea was this. My idea is to find the tallest hill in between Vinton County and Wellston and just go like this.
See if you can catch both.
Yeah. You could just turn back and forth. I wonder if Pete Wilson knows where that hill would be.
Pete knows everything.
He does know everything.
My pick would be Hamden Hill, and see that would favor Wellston a little bit.
Yeah.
Hamden Hill. Yeah.
Hamden Hill might be able to catch MacArthur. It'd probably be close because it's pretty flat once you get over that hill. But
Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well, very good.
insights from Pete.
I know.
Yeah.
He's always full of it.
That's a good idea, though, Jennifer.
Yeah, you get two with one.
Because, you know, a twofer. Two for
It is
one, that's what you
two for
want.
one. That's right.
That's right.
It would be like such overstimulation. Your brain would be like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Who knew Pete had such topographical knowledge?
Correct. Correct. Well, Aaron, is there anything else you wanted to tell our viewers while you're here before we get Pete on to talk about the news?
No, we appreciate you having us, and hopefully we see everybody come out tomorrow. And
please.
even if you can't come out for the whole thing, come out, grab a sandwich. If you got to go home, cool off for a little bit, come back and catch the fireworks. And there's going to be plenty going on. And we are doing some prizes also. We got like 6 bikes and a hoverboard and all kinds of stuff. And those are just, we want kids to come up and sign up, and we're going to pick a boy and a girl bike in different age groups. And those are free to put in for, because we want to be able to give something to people. So there's going to be some family sign-ups too that they can sign up to win. I think we might have a fishing kit for the family and a grilling, like a picnic or a cookout kit and some different stuff. So we wanted to be able to, if you want to come up and not spend any money, you can make it happen.
There you go.
Yeah, we're going to have an ice cream booth, but if you don't want to spend the money, you can get in the ice cream eating contest, which is no charge. And it may not be as enjoyable if you're trying to shove an entire cup of ice cream in your mouth in a minute or whatever the rules are that they've decided for it, but it's no cost. So there is something for everybody, and hopefully affordable enough for everybody. So
Very good. Well, thank you so much for what you all are doing.
Thanks for having us.
And thank you for coming on. And anytime you all have an event or something you want to announce, come back.
Absolutely, we will be back.
Okay.
I expect a crown next time, though, or sash, something.
Cheryl, get on that.
Wow, Cheryl, marching orders.
Yep, Cheryl, get on it. All right, well, let's have a message from our friends at Vinton County Bank, and we'll be back right after the weather.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
All right, and let's take a look at that weather forecast where if you see today that 60% chance of rain still around with highs of 86, but look tomorrow on July 6th, it doesn't show any rain so far for the fireworks there in Wellston and also in Vinton County with highs of 85 degrees, kind of the same throughout the beginning of your work week, and then a little bit cooler temperatures hopefully as we head on into next week, which would be very, very welcome. I feel like a lot.
Right. Well, we
This
just
humidity is taking the cake.
well, it's July, so what can you expect? We get the human continental climate, and we get the worst of all of it is somewhere along the way.
I guess.
But on the weather, we certainly hope that the weather holds out for both the Vinton County celebration and the OHILLCO Society
Come on, Mother
celebration
Nature,
of our
get it
nation.
together.
You saw the high of 85 on Saturday, and a lot of the events are later in the day, so I think it may be more pleasant.
Yes.
Yes, a little warm, but not maybe real hot.
As crazy, yes.
And no rain,
Yes.
we hope. So that's always the thing that the festival and fair people cannot control. And they're always looking at the skies, looking at their phones and everything. So, all right, well, you were talking about fireworks and vantage points. Yes. Well, let's wind the clock backwards and talk about the situation involving the Jackson fireworks, because unfortunately, the rain came on kind of quick there, just as the parade was ending. And this is an 8 o'clock parade in Jackson on Wednesday evening. That's when it was, if you didn't know. But the sprinkles started to come down late in the parade, and the sprinkles picked up. And they picked up a lot.
Yes.
And what happened was, if you hadn't heard, the fireworks in Jackson were canceled. And it was really... even though the rain may have forced the cancellation anyway, because it was heavy rain and it kept going. I was home at the time, but I was hearing the rain outside. Well,
It was rough. It was
until 11 o'clock or past.
Yeah.
So not a good situation. But the main reason that the American Fireworks Company, and they were the ones who made the decision ultimately to cancel the fireworks, was because safety-related reasons. They were shooting them off over there, of course, at Eddie Jones Park, Harding Avenue. They're prepared for a little bit of rain and all like that. They have the fireworks in tubes that are covered.
Yes.
But they say that some water was seeping around the area where they had to fire, and it wasn't safe for the people who had to fire the fireworks.
correct.
In addition to, the situation with people who wanted to see the fireworks and the fact that it was raining on them. So,
All about safety.
right. So, as of Wednesday night and into Thursday morning, the fireworks were off, and it seemed like that maybe there was a chance they wouldn't be back on. Folks don't understand there are only so many fireworks companies, and they're busy in July.
Correct.
You just don't have them back the next night or the
No,
night after that.
It doesn't work that way.
Because they're booked.
Yeah.
They're booked. Well, Dave Channel, in spite of all that he had to do on Wednesday, because the Jackson Firefighters Association, along with the City of Jackson, are the main organizing force, and they're the ones who did the fundraising for the fireworks. He got on the horn with the American Fireworks Company before they got too busy on the holiday, July 4th, Thursday. And by Thursday afternoon, he had a rescheduling date that I think looks promising.
Okay.
We're talking about Sunday, September the 1st, the evening of Sunday, September 1st. That is Labor Day weekend.
Love that.
Right. And being a Jackson County girl of some standing, you know that it's not a big weekend in Jackson County as far as activities go. There's not a big fair or a festival or whatever. The OHILLCO Society has the Ohio Hill Country Festival, but it's the next week. It starts
it's after that.
in the middle of the week after Labor Day. And so there is no big event. It's true that school has started, football has started, but Sunday evening ought to be a strategic scheduling.
Very smart.
Not a football Friday night, not an Ohio State Saturday night or college football Saturday night.
Right.
And it's a weekend when a lot of people are home. Of course, all the families are around because school has started back again. So Sunday evening sounds very promising. Probably be fired off a little earlier than usual because by then it gets darker a little earlier.
Yeah.
And then of course the next day is Labor Day when a lot of people don't have to work. So that
should do it.
ought to be wonderful actually. So the only thing that's uncertain is, of course, the weather. Right. But it will be the same fireworks show that was set for Wednesday evening that they couldn't do.
Awesome.
Which is a $10,000 display. They have all the money and like that. It'll be the same fireworks they had set aside for that celebration. Now, will there be anything else going on? That is unknown right now because, of course, on Wednesday evening they had a lot of activities in Manpower Park. A lot of food vendors were there. The Kiwanis Club had other activities or whatever. And Dave Channel is not sure about that. There may not be anything like that, or maybe
I'll bet you we'll find that some people will come together for that.
it may be. He just couldn't commit to that, of course, as of yesterday. So we'll see what else there may be at Manpower Park. But that, I imagine that would be where some things would unfold if they do at all, other than the fireworks. But once again, that is a great vantage point for the fireworks as well. So once again, that's Sunday evening, September 1st, Labor Day weekend. That is the reboot of the Jackson fireworks that got knocked off the calendar because of the hard rain. And we'll go back a little bit to that decision making. And Hayden, if you can put that picture up, we'll kind of show you, if you weren't out that night, what the folks were dealing with.
Oh gosh.
That is the hard rain that was taking place. I mean, even in that photo, you can see it. That's where our Jeremiah Shaver was stationed when he was doing his video work. And we have another picture, Hayden, of what the sky looked like during the parade. Now, if you look back towards the Apple Tower and the trees, it kind of gives you a little contrast there. You can see the skies were graying up there. People knew it was going to rain at some point. And this is when the parade was still going on. And the parade didn't start till 8 o'clock, and so it was sprinkling before the end of the parade. And then it started to rain harder a little bit after 9 o'clock. And the first thing they did was, and people wondered about this, but they were looking at radar, and they actually moved the fireworks up from 10 o'clock to 9:30 because they thought they had a little pocket in there, a 15-minute pocket, where it wouldn't be raining hard because they saw the rain was going to get heavier later on.
Sure.
Well, the rain stayed heavy the whole doggone time is what happened. And so by before 9:30, the American Fireworks Company, more than the rain, had made the decision because of the wet grounds over there where they were having to fire. So we put that information out yesterday on our website and Facebook about the rescheduling of the fireworks. We think the word got out because we've had over 300 shares already, and also a bunch of engagements, over 3,000 engagements there. So we think the word got out on our social media, but we're going to have more detail in our Saturday print edition about what happened and what is going to happen in the future and the background and some of the details involved there. All right, as far as what did happen, we are thankful that down in Oak Hill, we understand that it may not have rained much at all on Wednesday evening, July 3rd. I was down there to cover that, and they had the opening day there, which included the parade and also the Taylor Swift extravaganza, the Travis Kelce football challenge for the little kids, and then of course they had the fish booth going as well. And then yesterday they did have to cancel the Oak Hill's Got Talent singing contest. Maybe there's more talent than just singing, but that's what we're going to get a lot of.
Right.
They canceled that in anticipation of rain, but otherwise, the other events that were scheduled on the second and final day of the Oak Hill Athletic Boosters celebration went off. They had an eye to the sky, of course, for the fireworks. Matt McKee was down there, doing our broadcast for our Total Media and WKOV. Our street team was down there as well. We understand there was some sprinkles, but it really didn't ruin anything. They were able to get the fireworks off. So hats off to Tammy McCain and her entire crew there. So Jackson is in the books, except for the fact that the fireworks have been pushed back. So I guess that's an extended schedule there. Oak Hill celebration is now over. We have 2 celebrations in advance. We're going to take a quick look at some of the pictures Hayden, that we had from those two events real quick. This is actually from Wilkesville. This was the 4th of July parade that they had there on Thursday at 11 o'clock. Constance White was on the Reds Roundup show talking about that. Constance White says that Wilkesville, I don't know how she knows this, but if she said it must be true, that Wilkesville is the smallest town in Ohio that has an Independence Day parade.
Oh,
so that's a
interesting.
distinction, and this was one of the young ladies that was out. Okay, we know who that guy is on the right, even though he's got shades on. That is the great Doug Hale.
Yep.
And that is his granddaughter, Bailey Crabtree. They were he was the grand marshal for the Oak Hill 4th of July parade, and he was right out in front. He, of course, was inducted in the Ohio basketball coaches, High School Basketball Coaches Hall of Fame back in late April. That is one of the young men who was carrying the scout flag. I've got his name. I'm going to tell you. It was, that was Cyrus Mannering. And Barb Walsmer, who's been a longtime scoutmaster down in Oak Hill, or scout mistress, she wanted me to say this in the paper and on the air. She said that more people need to show respect for the American flag when it goes by. I mean, pay attention. You don't have to salute, but you should have your hand over your heart, and you should be paying attention.
Yep.
And, not look the other way or bow your head or whatever.
Or on your phone.
And so she noticed that. She was actually, you can see her in that picture there behind Cyrus, who was one of the lead units in the Oak Hill Parade. And this is the members of the Oak Hill volleyball team who were working the fish booth
love that.
on Wednesday. And how they do it there, they get a lot of donations for the fish booth, a lot of volunteer time. All the sports coaches and the athletes take shifts to man that fish booth. And I didn't get to eat a fish sandwich, but they made one for me for this picture. You can see it there in front of the girls. It looks great.
Looks good.
I mean,
Yes.
we'd have to have a contest here. Farmer Sportsman Fish, Oak Hill Boosters
Oh
Fish.
my
I'm not
gosh.
sure who would win, but I know they're both great.
I don't want to be the judge of that.
All right, and that is Merle. I don't know whether he's named after Merle Haggard or not.
Corky.
That's one of the best dressed patriotic units in the Oak Hill Parade. And he was, yes, well, that's a corgi. Okay,
Yes.
well, I wasn't sure about that. I'm going to add that to my cut line because I just know that it was dressed in a patriotic kerchief. So that is Merle. And this is Terry Turner with the Jackson Area Kiwanis Club. And she's making a funny face at one of the young kids who came up to participate in the kids' games and activities at Jackson in Manpower Park. And, of course, that was before it rained. So congratulations to the Jackson Area Kiwanis Club. That, of course, is Matt McKee, our Matt McKee with the radio, with his three daughters, who often are with him. Let's see, the three daughters are, from the left, Mariana, Meredith, and Maddie Lynn, taking it all in while Matt actually works a long shift there at the Jackson 4th of July celebration. All right, so real quickly, we've got the Vinton County celebration. It actually starts tonight with a parade. That parade will step off at 6:30 p.m. There will also be an alumni flag football game at 7:30 at the old Vinton County football field. Then tomorrow, events start early at 9 a.m., but one of the big events will be the 68th annual Miss Vinton County pageant. That will be at 6 p.m. 8 young ladies are vying for coverage there, or vying for the crown there. The fireworks display will be 10 p.m. on Saturday. Then on Sunday, the third and final day of the Vinton County celebration, a number of events. There'll be a baby contest. They'll crown Little Miss and Little Mr. Firecracker. That will be early afternoon. Then there will be at 4 p.m. the 63rd annual Little Miss Vinton County pageant. I think we have 11 contestants there, and we have their pictures in our Saturday paper, so you want to take a look at that. Also, real quickly, we want to tell you something from the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. This came in from the Sheriff's Office late Wednesday afternoon. And have you heard of spoofing?
Yes.
Okay, well, there was a spoofing call that was reported to the Sheriff's Office. And, of course, they wanted to put this out to alert the public.
Okay.
And this one was one that really hit home close to the sheriff. Somebody called a lady down in Oak Hill. We don't have her name. That's not important. It's just important that it happened. But she reported to the Sheriff's Office somebody was impersonating Sheriff Frazier himself.
Oh, no.
Right, and they actually had the Jackson County Sheriff's Office number on caller ID, which is a component of what spoofing is. That's
That's
part of how you get
scary.
spoofed. You see the number, oh yeah, well that's the sheriff's office. Oh, that's my friend. That's a business or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, of course that is fraudulent, and the caller was already suspicious and they cut it off, but they wanted the sheriff's office and the public to know that this happened. And so this is called
Wow.
spoofing. That is when a caller deliberately falsifies the information translated to one's caller ID in order to disguise his or her identity. Scammers often use neighbor spoofing, so it appears that an incoming call is coming from a local number, or they spoof a number from a company or government agency that the person already knows and trusts, and then that leads to some attempt at fraud. You know, whether it's trying to get your money or trying to get you to do something that you shouldn't, or get information that you shouldn't give out.
Oh, my.
So, you know, we warn people about all these kind of fraudulent calls that come in on the internet or on the telephone or on your cell phone, and you just need to be ready because it could happen to you. But this was one of the latest reports there.
Okay, and if you have any question, just hang up and call the sheriff's office yourself and say, hey, or something, you know,
Right.
make sure that you're actually talking to who you thought you were talking to.
But anyway, when on this call, the only
What did they
the only
want?
well, this call, Sheriff Frazier, who's pretty down home country boy, this Sheriff Frazier had a foreign accent. All right,
Oh.
so you know that kind of gave it away just a little bit. But this Sheriff Frazier, in quotes, said he was investigating a case against this lady for purchasing chemicals for the purchase of illegal drugs, and the caller even knew her age somehow. And you know, the person accepting the call was immediately feeling like this was
Yeah,
a fake
that's
thing. I
not
think
right.
maybe from the accent or whatever.
Yeah.
And so she cut it off. That's as far as that call went. But you can see that if you were, you know, you think the IRS is really calling you, or the sheriff is really calling you, or the court is really
Sure.
calling you, you know, you get kind of compliant there because you want to get it settled.
Yeah, don't give them any information.
No, don't give them any information. And if you have, I mean, hang up and call the real number and
Yep.
verify whether it was real, and it probably was not.
Correct.
All right, so there you are, Jennifer.
All right. Well, very good, Pete. Thank you so much for spending your Friday morning with us. And we hope that you all get out and about, enjoy some more 4th of July festivities this weekend. Plenty of stuff to do. And we will be right back here on Monday. So have a great weekend.
All right, have a good one. From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.